now you are. You're hella entertaining for this shit. Your chat gets funny when they start going. Unfortunately, no one's spam on anything.
All right, so are you ready on time? The most important part of Gunner's Heaven is to play as the girl.
Oh, what a shot.
Again. All right, get ready on time. 3, 2, 1, go. Now, unlike whatever that game I played just now was, Floating Runner, in Gunner's Heaven, it's actually faster to play as the girl because her weapons are completely different and she has more damaging bombs. So this is a run and gun. This is a Japanese-only game. It's also in PAL, but PAL. It's called Gunner's Heaven. I like to call it Bootleg Gunstar Heroes for the PlayStation because that's what it is, but I love it. It's a really good game. I'm running it at this AGDQ if anyone's interested in seeing that. This is kind of like a little sneak peek. It's the exact same run, only practiced less. But I'm pretty good at this game. It's pretty hard. It's a memorization game. This is where Ruka's bomb comes in handy. It's easy. It just melts bosses completely. Axel's bomb does not do that. So we don't talk about that character. He's not in the game, as far as I'm concerned. But this was another sort of situation where, like, when I first started playing the game, I played as the girl just because I was like, oh, she's cute, I'll play as her. And then it turned out since she was faster, it happens every time. Like, I literally don't know any game where you're given the option to play as a guy and a girl, and the girl's slower. She's either on par or faster. Now, some people say that women are poorly represented in games. They do not speedrun. That's all I'm saying. That's my hot take for the evening. Can I say that on stream? Is this charity stream? So that was the Union Jack bot. He's dead now. Both of these games actually, both Floating Runner and Gunner's Heaven, I couldn't beat casually until I started speedrunning them. So that's kind of like a theme, actually. I've themed this night, Dan. The theme is games I couldn't beat casually before I started speedrunning. Yeah. This game is pure memorization, but it's like, you still have to do it. You have to execute. And in the downtime, you can show off how fast you mash by crouching. It's fun. So this is the first boss of the run. You do that. Oh yeah, weapons. This game has 4 of them. The flamethrower is typically your best bet, just because of how versatile it is, and it does pierce enemies. You can, like, it's good. You know what piercing means, I assume. Video game stream watchers. It's not the best DPS point blank. The best DPS point blank is this gun, but you don't always get to be point blank, like right now. So I typically use the flamethrower more than the bubble gun, just for its sheer versatility. But I do use the bubble gun. It's very important. The mark of a truly skilled Gunner's Heaven runner is that they know when to use all 4 of their weapons, and all 4 get used in a good run. Honestly, you probably got it right. You can just call it 806, 1806, and... All right. 1805. That sounds good to me. We're having a debate. I don't know if you can hear it on the microphone over what the end time of my Floating Runner run was. No one seems to know. There's debate. I don't particularly care. It's not like the 1453 that my record is. Yeah, I'm the rare breed of speedrunner who's funny and good. Most people are only one of those things. Majority. Cringe in speedrunning. Boy, that's... Never heard that before. I've probably beaten it like. This is a relatively new game, so it's probably sub 100. It's in the sub 100 club, but it's relatively simple once you got it down. So like, I don't feel too heelish about saying that I haven't beaten this game 100 times. Oh, this is like, honestly, the reason I stream is just I like talking to people. The speedrunning is like a bonus. Sounds like something I'd say. Nah, see, you see, Dan. If anyone's ever watched any of my runs that I put on YouTube, you've probably noticed that I just speak to my chat and I don't put my chat on stream. So I feel like the true caveman experience is me having a conversation with other people that no one else is a part of.
No one has the first word.
That's not bad. Yeah. Yeah, there was only a half hour of tech difficulties, but you know what? It's fine.
That's probably low for speedrunning.
Yeah, honestly, Tetris setup was like an hour and a half this last UDQ.
We need to have like a discussion day about that, because that was the dumbest thing I had ever seen.
Thanks, man. So that was level 2. It's one of the clustery levels. It's a pretty big CF. I said 35 minutes, and I think I'm gonna do it. I'm feeling pretty good about this game lately. I mean, I was thinking about like 31, but I could probably do 34. Yeah, no problem. 34. It's
34 is, I didn't know if it's fine. I've never over 100 times. Oh, so he's, let's go, dude. That's 31.
no. No.
Oh, that's your, that's for, is that a page with his records? Can I see it? 31 minutes. How many games does he have? Oh, shit. That's dangerous. Oh, good call.
Alright. So this level 3 is a bit of an auto-scroller, which means it doesn't matter. I don't have as much of an impact on how fast this level goes, but I have a tremendous impact on how cool it looks. So that's really the name of the game here. Oh, it's beyond basically. It's literally an auto-scroller. But, I mean, like, obviously killing enemies as fast as possible reduces the amount of time. Yeah. For mere mortals, this is an auto-scroller. But for the leader of the PlayStation Nation,
Are you the leader, you would say?
of course, I would say that. I say it a lot, actually. It's not very rarely when I appear on stream do I not say it. Oh yeah, I was actually the first person to beat Morrowind in under 5 minutes. Yeah. I was not the first person to claim that.
You beat Elder Scrolls game, Letters 5. Trust me, it sounds unbelievable, but when you...
I could. It's pretty easy. You really don't even teleport that often. You just like, you jump. You jump to the end of the game. You just you press spacebar and you jump, and you're at the end of the game. And then you kill the final boss with a lockpick. I love Morrowind. I do not have the record. I had the record. My personal record. It's all right. The hardest part about speedrunning Morrowind is getting a 1.0 version of Morrowind. Kind of, yeah. I didn't like they did like More Oblivion where they put Morrowind in Oblivion, but that's like, oh, what if we that's Oblivion is a horrible game. Can we It's awful.
Objectively it's awful, but wise I loved it.
You know what? Fair enough. Have you played it recently?
No, it's not me.
I mean, I kind of, in the back of my mind, I do kind of feel like I deserve to have the record of Morrowind.
Let's get it, dude. Hell yeah. I'll
It's,
learn it.
look, Windows,
I'll learn it full rate.
look, Dan, Windows 10. Look, look, there's a big reason that I don't speedrun Morrowind that often. Because I don't know if it's possible on my computer. No, I've legitimately been thinking about returning back to Morrowind. Morrowind was like a classic speedrun. That was the pre SGDQ 2014 game. There, I could do that. I mean, I could definitely get close. It really, there's things. I mean, it's you might get a kick out of this, Dan, even though because the run's only a couple minutes. My route is obsolete. You won't be seeing it at AGDQ. Look, I am the world's I'm speedrunning's biggest provocateur. All right, so if you guys have noticed anything, this level has a theme. It's called Hot, but it's also called Fight Bosses from behind them.
Yeah, I was actually about to ask that. That's just the optimal way to do it. Do you take? I know you took damage.
Nah. Look, I'll just like whatever, dude.
Are you serious?
Doesn't matter. It's a good game. I don't know why people are like pitchforking. Like, what do you mean there's no Super Metroid at AGDQ? Yeah, but like, I don't care. I wouldn't say Undertale is a staple.
Stop it, I know. It's my staple.
You know what? The only thing that matters is that I'm back, baby. The year without Caveman is over. I'm finally back at a GDQ. I got off my ass long enough to get some games in. Super Mario Bros. Also another game I couldn't beat casually, but I had to speedrun it to learn how to beat it. That game's hard as hell.
Game I want to race you in one day. One day I'll look into
Mario
that.
is
I would
hard
love to
as
race
hell.
you in that.
Mario's a hard fucking game.
Oh.
People say like the first game I ever legitimately beat was Contra. Yeah. See, people famously think that Contra's like, oh, the hardest game. I think it's probably top 10 easiest games to beat on the NES. Oh yeah. There's a lot of Pokemon speedruns. There's like hundreds. All right. I must sit up for this boss. This is the hardest mini boss in the game, and it determines whether or not I die in this level. And I'd like to not. I mean, like serious times. Yeah. It's a thing, but you know, the entertainment factor. Oh, thank you. I'll do anything for a round of applause. So. But then, basically, the way to fight this boss, you fight fire with fire. And this is the important part. I have to jump into his hitbox at the exact moment he becomes vulnerable, throw a bomb at him to take out half his health, and then I just kind of get him. All right, I have a workable amount of health right now. I bet I could do this without dying.
Holy cow. Oh, so you're just going the whole rest of the route without my health?
Yeah. This is the hardest level of the game by a tremendous margin. I mean, it's the hardest level in a hard game. It could be. It probably wasn't. It'd be better if it was. It doesn't have to be. I can tell you that it wasn't frame perfect. Cause I saw. No. You have to take damage to do it. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you haven't seen anything. Yeah, wait till you see the last laser dodge. Look, I can just like play around. Doesn't even matter. This is like whatever to me. Yeah. My favorite auto scrollers typically are elevators. I think elevators are the best auto scrollers. You gotta get the highest score. Alright, this is my favorite one. Yeah. Accidentally, but I didn't get hit by the actual lasers. When you do the grapple, you have invincibility frames. Yeah. It really is. Like, wait until you see the final boss. So, the way I have this routed, I didn't really explain much about this game because I was just having a blast and a half talking to these two guys behind me. But in the top center of the stream, you'll see that I have this power meter that's counting down. That's my ammo. If that runs out, my weapon's effectiveness is reduced by 50%. So don't do that. Do not run out of that. Do not die. Like, it's... Now, during bosses, your power meter doesn't go down, so you really don't have to rush bosses, but you gotta rush to them so you have the power for the whole boss fight. I did explain that. It's okay. You can watch the VOD if you're really curious. And that should be that. Now, hopefully, I'm on the home stretch here. There is one very small health pickup in this corridor of death. You catch a Nidoking, dude. Alrighty. Okay, we're in the clear. Ish. Don't A yet. Yeah, there's definitely like a, oh, just speedrun it kind of mentality to people who aren't like, just go through the wall. It's like,
Yeah, dude, it'll go so much faster. I'm like, I would rather learn the glitches.
Yeah, honestly, I think the glitches make speedrunning. Alright, so this boss is very particular because you conveniently start. I do a frame perfect quick kill, or I should say pixel perfect. It's not frame perfect, but you conveniently start the boss fight from the exact position you need to stand on to like get some bombs and to do it optimally. So I have a very particular setup to make it so that I don't move from that starting position to kill this boss as fast as possible. And then this boss, you just kind of, you don't really need to memorize the pattern. It helps if you do, but there's visual cues. They're hard to tell what they are, so memorize it, but I recommend memorizing what the visual cues are and then memorizing the pattern. Just get good. Probably May.
The girl,
Yeah. No, they're the same.
They're just cute.
That's literally what it is.
If there's anyone's work on it,
Real time, the boy is 1 second faster in every Pokemon game. But if you're timing in game time, which they used to, I think they're switching to real time now. People pick the girl because she's cuter. Gross. I mean, I'm all about it. You gotta pick the girl. Incidentally, the girls in my games end up helping me to go fast. It just didn't start that way. Happy accident. So this level is L auto-scroller. Like, I'm not even gonna pretend like this is like the hardest part of this. Like, I can really do whatever I want. It doesn't like this is. Oh yeah, it's a homing laser. It's pretty good. Now, I just saved the one. They will despawn. You'll see what I'm talking about later. But this relatively mundane auto-scroller of like very low significance is counterbalanced by the fact that it has no checkpoints and the hardest boss in the game. Oh, you get a health refill when you beat a level. It's the game isn't that impossible. Oh, I know. It's actually like the strat. It's a good strat, but it does not. Oh yeah, there's gonna be some bunk clenching with the last 2 bosses of this game.
final boss. Well, this isn't the final boss.
This is the second to final boss. This is the last level. Oh, you've got like an amount of time. You can hang out, my friend.
Sit back, grab a bacon.
You can at least don't.
That's one of my favorite things you've ever said. It's just relax, grab a bacon. I love bacon. Not me.
Man.
We're not talking about literally, like, dude, I'm promising you, it's so much fun, and then it's just go and you'll hate it, and then you'll love it once you say it's first.
I wonder what the easiest Pokemon run to learn is.
I'm gonna say it's gotta be like
No, it's definitely it might be like Heart Gold or Fire Red maybe, but no, like I would say the GBA ones are probably one of the harder ones. I know Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald are really hard. Color, yeah, I could see Game Boy Color being pretty easy. Yeah, Gold, Silver, Crystal probably be easy. I was actually gonna say like if you could learn the glitches pretty easily, Diamond, Pearl. Don't.
Thanks, man.
Oh, I just punched the microphone. I hope that sounded good. That's
All right,
typical caveman stream. Oh, if I see a microphone, I gotta punch it. I think these are these Audio-Technica headsets?
No. Oh wait, yeah, this one is.
Yeah, I think these are the exact headsets that we use at GDQ.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It looks nice. I just can't figure out how to get the audio to come through.
Oh, you gotta do like a line-in split thing. It's a whole. Yeah. All right, so this is this is an inconspicuous wall of power-ups. What could possibly be beyond this point?
Probably something.
Yeah, I think so. Probably the easiest boss in the game. It had 2 full life power-ups with no enemies in between. Interesting level design, but you know what? It's useful. I'm gonna keep that full life as long as I can. So again, I fight this boss entirely from inside it. Does not make it easier. It's way harder. This is like, yeah. This is some be quiet o'clock. So the first the first 3 phases of this boss fight are relatively innocent compared to the last one, but nonetheless, I'd still like to focus on them. So typical Danmaku shmup pattern streaming. You go up a little bit, then you go down a little bit. All right, then I grab that convenient full life power up that I strategically placed in the boss fight for this last little arm. All right, now it's very important that you aim diagonal down to the left for this. It actually is. It increases your DPS. Now you just kind of hang out in this little nook. You just kind of ride the boss. Don't get hit by that. You really don't want to get hit by that. All right, right about now is when the fun starts. Okay, fun mode activate. This is stupid. Now, I do have 1 bomb left, and I reserve the right to use this bomb in this boss fight. I call it my panic bomb. In case of emergency, use bomb. Emergencies have been known to happen, and I need to kill this boss now, or else he's gonna kill me. It's basically a damage race at this point. But if you can stream him well enough that you can conceivably beat him without getting hit. Yeah. This is the boss that I couldn't beat casually. little did I know, I just had to get inside of him, and
Who thinks to go inside the enemy to kill them?
yeah, you know the secret? Wasn't me. It was I don't know, it was some dude on YouTube probably, someone on Nico.
Does anybody know? It probably.
Oh, punch the mic. All right, final boss o'clock. This is actually a pretty solid run. Way better than that floating runner run. I mean, honestly, that run was pretty good too. All things considered. But you don't have to consider anything. This is just objectively a really good Gunner's Heaven run. Now, the final boss can kill me. So let's not... Find me some wood to knock on real quick, but... It shouldn't kill me. I'm very good at video games. Yeah. Quick. Pre-boss Sierra missed. Ah! Cutscene. It's too late! I can't do it! I probably could have done it. I panicked. Alright, so this final boss is very final bossy. He's got like 5 phases or whatever. I mean, look at him. He's a final boss. It's a really apt description of him, I think. Alright, that's phase 1 down. This phase, like, I mean, if he could only use his left hand, this phase would be a lot harder. But he's really, like, all in on the right hand. Is it? Yeah. All right, so this phase really takes advantage of the grappling hook's invincibility frames. I'm not honestly sure how you would manage this if you didn't have invincibility on your grappling hook. I assume it's an intended mechanic. But you grapple through the fireball, you switch to your weapons, you get some optimal DPS, you switch back to the flamethrower, you grapple, etc. Rinse repeat until he's dead. Well, until this phase is over, rather. Alright, here we go. Last phase. And I've got my bomb. Use my bomb right there, because it doesn't matter. So at this point, I feel like it's pretty much in the bag. I don't know if I could probably try and die just for like fun, to see if it's possible. Oh yeah, time's coming. I actually don't know when you're supposed to stop the timer. It's like some bizarre, wacky time. All right, so that's the end of the fight. I don't know when you start to stop the timer, so I'm just gonna wiggle. When I stop wiggling, stop. Like when it's fade to white, stop. Let's say stop. That's an awesome run. That's like what, 10 seconds off my record? All in a day's work. That's a really good run. I didn't.
That's rough because he's about to do a one-handed run.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very fucking impressed, though.
Thank you. Well.